Boeing, an American aviation giant, faces an unprecedented crisis. China has abruptly halted deliveries of its aircraft. This decision sends shockwaves through the global aerospace industry. Boeing's leadership is scrambling to understand the full scope of the situation. The news broke quickly, leaving little time for preparation. The company's future in a key market now hangs precariously in the balance. The directive from Chinese authorities was clear and direct. All incoming Boeing aircraft deliveries are to be paused indefinitely. This affects numerous planes, including the popular 737 MAX. These aircraft were ready for handover to Chinese airlines. Now, they sit grounded, their futures uncertain. The financial impact of these undelivered planes is substantial. Each aircraft represents millions of dollars in revenue for Boeing. The halt also disrupts the fleet expansion strategies of Chinese carriers. This sudden halt immediately impacts Boeing's production lines. Without Chinese deliveries, a significant portion of production is now in limbo. Boeing must decide whether to slow down assembly lines. The logistical challenge of storing completed but undeliverable aircraft is immense. Investors are nervous. Boeing's stock price has already reacted negatively to the news. For Boeing, the immediate priority is to seek clarification from Chinese regulators. The halt in deliveries to China directly threatens Boeing's extensive workforce. Thousands of skilled engineers, mechanics, and assembly line workers face an uncertain future. If production lines slow significantly, layoffs or reduced hours could become unavoidable. These are high-paying jobs, critical to many communities. The anxiety among employees is growing daily. Boeing's production facilities, particularly those for the 737 MAX, are directly in the line of fire. The Renton plant in Washington state is a hub of activity. A slowdown there would have immediate consequences. Suppliers who provide thousands of parts for each aircraft will also feel the pinch. These smaller companies rely heavily on Boeing's orders. A disruption at Boeing creates a domino effect throughout the aerospace supply chain. The ripple effect extends beyond Boeing's direct employees and immediate suppliers. The entire aviation ecosystem in regions with a strong Boeing presence will be impacted. The economic contribution of a major manufacturer like Boeing is immense. Any significant disruption to its operations sends tremors through the regional economy. The human cost of this crisis cannot be understated. Boeing's management has a responsibility to communicate clearly with its workforce. The economic effects of China's decision reverberate far beyond Boeing's immediate financial health. The entire global aviation industry is watching with bated breath. Airlines that had planned their fleet renewals and expansions around Boeing aircraft now face uncertainty. Some may have to delay growth plans or seek alternative aircraft. This disruption can impact ticket prices and route availability for passengers. Boeing's stock price has taken a significant hit since the announcement. This reflects investor concern about the company's future profitability and market access. Credit rating agencies may also reassess Boeing's outlook. A prolonged halt in deliveries to such a critical market could strain Boeing's cash flow. It could also impact its ability to invest in research and development for future aircraft programs. The financial stability of one of the world's two major commercial aircraft manufacturers is crucial for the health of the entire aerospace sector. The broader economic impact also touches global trade dynamics. Aircraft are high-value exports for the United States. A significant reduction in these exports to China could worsen the U.S. trade deficit. For investors, the uncertainty is a major concern. The company must work diligently to resolve the situation and restore confidence. The geopolitical chessboard, U.S.-China tensions take flight. This decision by China cannot be viewed in isolation. It unfolds against a backdrop of persistent U.S.-China trade tensions. For years, the two economic superpowers have engaged in a complex dance of tariffs and negotiations. High-technology sectors like aerospace are often at the heart of these disputes. Aircraft sales represent a significant component of bilateral trade. Therefore, they can become a powerful bargaining chip in broader geopolitical discussions. China's move to halt Boeing deliveries can be interpreted as a signal. It may be a response to U.S. policies perceived as detrimental to Chinese interests. This could include U.S. restrictions on Chinese technology companies or support for Taiwan. By targeting a flagship American company like Boeing, China sends a strong message. The timing of such actions is often carefully calibrated to achieve maximum political impact. The use of economic leverage in this manner is a delicate game. While it can achieve short-term political goals, it also carries risks. Disrupting established commercial relationships can harm both sides. Chinese airlines need aircraft to meet growing travel demand. Boeing relies on the Chinese market for a significant portion of its sales. An escalation of this dispute could lead to a lose-lose scenario. Both countries have an interest in finding a way to de-escalate the situation. The Dragon's share. Boeing's critical Chinese market. The Chinese aviation market is absolutely critical for Boeing. For decades, China has been one of the fastest-growing aviation markets. Its airlines need new aircraft to serve a growing middle class eager to travel. Boeing has historically captured a significant share of this market, often competing with Airbus. Losing access to this vital customer base is a severe blow to Boeing's strategy. The economic stakes for Boeing are immense. Undelivered aircraft mean delayed revenue and strained cash flow. A prolonged freeze could allow Airbus to gain a stronger foothold in China. China is also developing its own commercial aircraft, like the Comac C-919. While not yet a direct competitor to Boeing's wide-body jets, the C-919 is making inroads in the narrow-body segment. Any disruption to Boeing's presence could accelerate China's aerospace ambitions. A sustained inability to deliver planes to China would damage Boeing's global market position. The competitive landscape in aerospace is fierce, and losing ground in China is a significant setback. Boeing's future growth projections heavily factor in continued expansion in China. Echoes of the past. Boeing and China's long, complex dance. Boeing's relationship with China stretches back decades to the 1970s. It has been a journey marked by significant milestones and periodic turbulence. China took delivery of its first Boeing 707 in 1973, opening a new era of aviation for the country. Since then, Boeing aircraft have become a common sight in Chinese skies, playing a crucial role in connecting China with the world. This long history has fostered deep commercial ties, but it has also been subject to the shifting winds of US-China political relations. This is not the first time Boeing has faced disruptions in its dealings with China. Previous trade disputes and political disagreements have, at times, led to temporary freezes on orders or other complications. However, the current halt in deliveries feels more direct and potentially more impactful than some past incidents. China's own aviation ambitions have also evolved dramatically over this period. From being primarily a customer, China is now developing its own aerospace industry, navigating the turbulent solutions and the future of global aviation. The halt in deliveries to China has immediate global consequences beyond its direct impact on Boeing. Airlines worldwide, even those not directly involved, may face indirect effects. If Boeing is forced to significantly reduce production of popular models like the 737 MAX, it could tighten the global supply of new aircraft. This might lead to longer waiting times for deliveries for all customers. Furthermore, the global aerospace supply chain is highly interconnected. A major disruption at an original equipment manufacturer (OEM) like Boeing can affect thousands of suppliers globally. These companies provide everything from engines and avionics to seats and small components. If Boeing reduces its orders, these suppliers will suffer. This can lead to job losses and financial instability in countries far removed from the US-China dispute. Potential solutions will likely require a multi-pronged approach. Diplomatically, the US government may need to engage with Chinese authorities to understand the specific concerns and find common ground. For Boeing, direct engagement with its Chinese airline customers and regulatory bodies is paramount. Demonstrating a commitment to safety, quality, and addressing any legitimate concerns will be key.